which are likely to drop out perhaps, and where does the campaign move from here? The next one is in September. For more on that, we're joined by a panel of political observers and friends of the program in our Charlotte studio. Tricia Cotham, former Democratic State House member, now a senior partner at BCHL Strategic Partners in our Raleigh studio. Stephen Kent of the libertarian group Young Voices, and Stephen Rao of the group New American Economy, and a Morrisville Town Council member. Good to see you both. Welcome, all three of you, frankly.
Thanks, Tim.
Good to see you. Thank you so much. Stephen, I'm interested in what young people you think thought about this debate the last couple of months.
I think young people are just incredibly confused about whether or not the Democrats are running against President Trump or they're running against President Obama, who was their first president that they might have voted for, and all of a sudden his policies and his legacy is completely up for grabs and up for debate. They were going at Joe Biden as the guy carrying the mantle of Obama on immigration, on health care. And when you're talking about health care and everything that they still want to fix about it, we're talking about Obamacare, which 2 years ago was sacrosanct. And now it is completely not good enough for the Democratic field.
I think it was a good night for Senator Booker on the last night's debate. Tulsi Gabbard had an impressive night, very poised, very controlled, talked about her military service, very commanding, and the attack on, I think, Senator Harris was effective. And, you know, it's in the previous night we had, you know, Steve Bullock and I think the progressives, Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. I think they come out of this stronger in terms of just a solid progressive base taking a stance. And now I think it's really, so I think overall the highest performance I would give is to, I think Senator Booker had a good night.
When you have almost 20 candidates all of the same party, and what we really saw last night in that second debate was more people doing opposition research on each other to find one item or one article that was written to twist it a little bit to better help their narrative. So we do need to hear more about issues, but we did really see that in both debates. You did see more of the progressive versus the centrist or moderate issues, and so you know there were definitely some differences. It's just hard with so many people on two different nights in July.
An idea of where the Democratic Party has moved so far, so fast. A lot has changed in the Democratic Party, and you mentioned young people earlier. And I think the whole point is that young people are the energy of the Democratic Party today, and they're getting what they want out of progressive candidates. They are representing their ideas. The problem is that young people aren't the people who are going to be voting in Iowa.
Yeah, that's a good point. And to that,
find out who our vice presidential candidate is, and the focus will be on Donald Trump and his failed policies.
Stephen, are Democrats making a mistake, though, not going after Donald Trump now, and they're focusing on things that are very progressive, like Medicare for All and other things?
You know, I'm tempted to say that they are, but in listening to Tricia, I think that the conventional wisdom that they will never be able to escape some of these comments might not actually hold water. We do have short memories, and we are basically right now in the part of the debate cycle where they are performing for the donor class and they are performing for activists. Average Americans are not watching the debates. That's why we're here, to translate all of what we saw for you.
Or anything but average.
But video is forever. Social media is forever. And the clips from last night are going to be getting played next year when we actually get to general election time.
Are getting better. Employment is higher. But the trade policy could come back and backfire. We're hearing auto manufacturers may have to increase prices. What's going to happen with the steel tariff? And then we have a president that we never know what's going to happen with the tweets.
And I think that's his biggest vulnerability, right? Like, I think the biggest vulnerability of this president is that Americans generally, they don't feel comfort when they go to sleep at night. They don't know what this guy is going to do. And that is where the Democrats have the biggest opportunity, is to present reason and rationed thought. And make people feel comfortable again with American politics. But instead, they're running the other way to try and meet his extremity.
And, real quick.